Hi, everybody. Mark Garrow. So glad you could be with us as I have been following Seth Christensen all season long as part of the Kawicki Driver Development Program. One of the finalists. We've reached the end of the season. The scorecards are in. We don't know who won yet. Maybe my man Seth. You never know. He's had a heck of a season. Seth, what do you think? You reached the end of the year. What do you think about the whole deal from start to finish?
Honestly, I think it flew by way too quick. Just yesterday, it feels like we were going to Speed Fest and I was filling out my application to the program. So, man, it's been one heck of a year. Just an amazing ride with everybody involved, all the board members, Casey, you, Mark, Ryan, everybody that's been a part of this. That's helped me grow on and off the track. It's been an honor.
So, what has been the highlight on the track and what's been the highlight off the track?
I think the highlight on the track has to be my wild card win, my first race of segment three. Just it was just a phenomenal performance by everybody on my crew. Just Alex did just an amazing job getting the car perfect where we needed to be, and when we got to fine tuning adjustments, we really didn't go off track. So a lot of times when you get to fine tuning stuff, you'll get to throw yourself off pretty bad. But man, everything was just perfect. We just did everything the right way. Stagger came out perfect. Alex, our communication was amazing. Just everything, you couldn't do anything wrong that weekend. So definitely my best on-track moment. But probably I have three pretty good off-track moments as well. Kind of can't decide which one's my favorite, but getting to work with the brakes program, the fair program, as well as going to the Cancer Foundation of Athens. All three of those were just so cool, and it's gonna kind of hard to pick one over the other, but getting to work with all three programs, donate a little bit of money and time, it's just amazing.
Now, you talked about the win, the wild card victory. You didn't tell us where. How about
Oh,
where? And yeah, I mean, did you lead every lap? I mean, how did this thing go? You had quite a performance.
yeah, we went to Pensacola Five Flag Speedway on August 22nd. You can tell I like that because I memorized the date. But we just had a really good car. Just Pensacola is probably my favorite track, and really looking forward to the Snowball Derby in December. But again, it's been my favorite track for a couple of years now, and we love going there and being fast and competitive with a brand new team, and looking to close it out with a bang.
So you've run 18 races as part of the Kowicki Driver Development Program in 2025, four wins, five top fives, 10 top tens. So what do you think of those stats?
Not bad. Definitely a lot of room for improvement. In the beginning of the year, we kind of didn't hit the ground running as much as I would like to. I feel like my communication with Alex has been the biggest improvement in the shop. Just starting to understand these cars a little bit more and more has been very crucial to off the trailer success. When we get to the track and we're working on the car and getting it better through practice runs, we started to get better heading into qualifying. We have a pretty good understanding of what we need. But again, the better you can unload, the better you're going to be all weekend. So I feel like getting the communication better, understanding the cars better, working longer in the shop. I definitely feel like there's a little bit of room for improvement starting beginning of next year. But it all starts here at the Snowball Derby. We're going to go into December with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder from last year, and hopefully we can close out with a bang to start off the 2026 campaign.
Well, four wins in 18 races, that's a win 20% of the time. Most drivers, you get up to NASCAR, the truck, the Xfinity, or the cup level, and you're winning 20% of the time. I want to be your agent, okay? Because you're going to get a big pot full of money and a big contract out of that. So that's certainly impressive. Any races, you talked about your highlight at the racetrack. And of course, you had the four wins. Any race that you'd like to have back that didn't wind up in the win column?
Oh man, there were a couple. Hickory and Caraway from segment two just really didn't go our way. I think I could have qualified a little bit better at the Throwback Classic. It's everyone's gonna have races that they want to go back and try different things, but I think qualifying at Hickory probably was my biggest deficit the entire year. We were so fast. We were so good on old tires. We were so good on a long run, and I knew that we had the short run speed to compete right off the bat with Spencer. Spencer was super fast, Spencer Davis. So I feel like we could qualify a little bit better at the Throwback Classic. I also feel like Caraway was just kind of a new track to me. I really wasn't used to just the abrupt turn one that we have there, and getting rid of the curbing was bizarre to me too. I had no clue there wasn't a curb there until we showed up and tested after I watched hundreds of videos on it. So that was a little bit different. And Caraway really wasn't my favorite track, if I'm being honest. Just
But you could have won that race.
yeah,
I was there. You
yeah.
could have won that race. And to be honest, I thought there was a bad call. I love the guys with the Cars Tour. I think they do a great job, but I think they got that one wrong. But
hmm
despite the fact of being uncomfortable, at the end, you had a chance to win. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, Mark. It was super cool to have you and all the different KDDP members there. Getting to talk with so many people, my mentor Cal, just all the people that came and supported me through the race was really special. But yeah, like you said, we had a bad call at the end that probably cost us a shot at a top three or maybe even a win. I knew we had this. I knew we had the long run speed to contend. I don't think we had the short run speed, but that's just the nature of going to a new track. So again. Now we have the notes. So next year when we go full time Cars Tour racing or look into that schedule a little bit more, now we have a little more confidence going back to those tracks, possibly unloading a little bit better.
Can you talk a little bit about now that we're at the end of the season? And I'm sure you had some expectations about the Kulwicki Driver Development Program going in, but there may have been some things along the way that might have caught your eye, might have surprised you. Just what do you think of the whole process and the whole season that you've gone through? And has there been anything that sort of caught you off guard in a positive way?
I think the biggest thing that caught me off guard has to be time management. And, I just turned 18 the other day and I got a big talk from my mother about time management. So I'm sure everybody's gotten that at some point. But, I learned a lot from Casey about that stuff, just making sure I have the allotted times to do the things that I need to do. One of the biggest things I struggled with this year was my charitable work. I really didn't have enough time allocated to go do it, to go and spend time to go do those things. So, I learned a lot this third segment. Probably not in the best way that I wanted to, but I did learn a lot overall about making time and keeping time to go and do the things I need to do. And not so much that I need to go do it, but it was really cool to go do that stuff. A lot of people do that just to do that to have the image, but it was super cool to go spend time with a lot of those guys and learn so many different things from all the people and know that the time and money that went into that is actually helping families. So again, it's probably one of the hardest things I had to learn, but definitely one of the coolest.
Well, when you always reach out to do things like that, people talk about, oh, you're such a great blessing. And I would always say, no, the blessing is bigger coming back at me than I could ever give the people that I'm working with in those situations. Now, I understand you just turned 18, right? So, speaking of time, time is on your side, my friend. You got a long runway in front of you. Are we up to shaving twice a week? I mean, is this a monthly thing? I mean, what are we doing there?
Man, I don't know. Sometimes I wake up and feel like it. Sometimes I don't. No, but I mean, it's always really cool to grow up around these kinds of things. Get to learn so much from Alex, from Alex's dad, Gene. Hear all the stories from people that were my age that got to go race too. So, but I mean, it's something. Definitely around this group, they're always having fun.
So here's the deal. We've got the finals banquet, if you will, coming up on December 9th at the Speedway Club in Charlotte. You'll be there. The rest of the finalists are there. So what do you think? Have you got a shot at this thing?
I don't know. I would like to think so. I feel like it's fair game to anybody at this point. Everybody's done such a good job. Derek and Bryce especially, those two guys have just done a phenomenal job in all the categories. Noah and Taylor have done an amazing job as well. I really don't know. I think the best thing that we could do is wait until the banquet to know who wins, just because it gives everybody a chance to prepare for in case they do win for that speech. So. I feel like that's the best thing that they could have done, absolutely, and that we get to be a part of. But I feel like it's anybody's shot. So I'm really excited to go in there. I'm nervous right now, sitting here in a chair thinking about it. So I'm just looking forward to that banquet.
And you get a chance, I'm sure, to get a little one-on-one time with the guest speaker, the star of the show, if you will, at the banquet, Ryan Newman. He's kind of been there and done that at a lot of levels, and now he's gone back to the short track. So I'm sure that he is going to be a font of knowledge, if you will, for any driver willing to ask. So I sure hope that you get a chance to talk to Ryan at the banquet. I'm sure you will.
Absolutely. Ryan's been a pretty cool guy to watch just racing growing up. You know, it was just really cool to see the different driving styles and then you got Ryan. So it was really, really cool to watch him growing up and now watching him go and run modifieds with all those guys. So a really tough field and hopefully we get to learn a thing or two from him at the banquet.
Well, Seth, I just want to tell you it's been a blast all season, kind of following your 2025 campaign and having a root and interest in the Kawicki Driver Development Program and having a chance to get to know you. It's been a real pleasure. And I certainly hope that the future is bright for you and many more trips to Victory Lane will follow.
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you very much for this entire year. I'm just super excited for the Derby and thank you guys all very much.
You got it.